I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex slick, then hit with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip. Crap.
Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here we go. 180! Combo. Come on. You better break.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Here we go. 180! Get ready.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Caught by his tight end, Wesco. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. There's Garoppolo to throw. That's complete. It's Bell. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people just like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
On the ready.
Mike's by 4.
Watch the screen. Pass. Ready to go. Get it.
Minshew sets to throw. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Ready.
Looking to throw again on second down. Minshew, that one complete. He finds Sharp. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, Got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down.
55's mine, guys, 55.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew being chased out left. Space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. Minshew, 1st and 10. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra deep. Try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Go!
Don't let him breathe, defense! Mike 55! Mike 55!
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy. And that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 2nd down and 4, Garoppolo. Josh Allen credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Check now.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Pick it up.
From just shy of midfield, Minshew looking long for West. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Hey, Lloyd. 44, Mike, 44.
On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 12, fellas, here we go. Ready? Set. Hey, Delta. Mike 3. Combo. Check pass. Mike 3.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And he connects with Ertz. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Garoppolo on first down. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Bell. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Watch that end, tight end's right. Hey, 2.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Clayton. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 45-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Going up top for Kupp. This is caught inside the 15. A gain of 32 that time. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
61, matchbox white.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And that's incomplete. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Here we go. Black 80! Black!
Let's get it. 0-0, Mike Green. Wrap.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo.
Let's go,
Steps away to his left. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. The kick by Marr is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. So on the big tight end, Holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without Holding.
On the set.
I'm coming after you.
22 jet bomber.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. It's a gain of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Set. 10 Lobo.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike 55.
Get it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Minshew. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
218, chop. Hey, seam 6. Ready?
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Here we go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Lock.
To throw is Garoppolo. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Escaping the pressure right. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Looking long for Westbrook. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
You draw quarter. Hey, orbit. 5.
Out of the gun is Minshew. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. 23 yards, the final tally.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. They come out here in the eye.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Big ass, big ass, big ass. Kill, kill, kill.
Greystone, travel.
Kill, kill, kill.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
From back at the 8 now after the false start, another try at 1st and goal.
Hey, exit.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. Coming to you, coming to you.
Come.
54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Go.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Here we go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Clear.
All day, defense, all day.
2.
And now he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Gardner Minshew with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field. And the weapons around.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
White. White 3. Hey, Alpha. Come to my work.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Waiting for it back deep, Antonio Callaway. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Returnable here for Callaway. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that.
Hey, Echo. Yo, ready?
On second down, here's Mixon. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Right.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Switch.
Cut. Let's go.
Again, it's Mixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. General West. We got double up. Put up.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He'll get this to Devlin, his fullback. Touchdown, Jaguars! James Devlin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
3, Mike 3. Blue down.
6.
Touchdown, defense.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you
up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you